those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Alrighty, good morning. Welcome to the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show, brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. I'm your host, Harvey Freed, alongside of me, Alex Nafusi and Harry Glanz.
Morning, everybody.
Gentlemen, ladies, what's going on?
Hey, guys, what's happening out there? It's still winter out there, by the way, 15 days away from the official spring, but this week coming in the 50s, of course, so be careful. Roads are still a little slick this morning.
Harry, when are we doing our show from Lakeland? I heard we were doing
Bro, I'd love to do a show from Lakeland. That would be awesome. Have you ever been to Lakeland for spring training?
No.
Oh, it's the greatest. Unbelievable. They just updated Joker Marchand Stadium. It's phenomenal. And then what the real action is, if you go out to the backfields, that's where they're all working on their fundamentals. You get to watch them really work out. That's pretty cool.
That's how you know you have issues.
I'm watching grown men work out. Only if you're a seam head like me and you really love baseball and you really appreciate the whole thing.
Like the seam head.
Yeah, that's what I am. I'm a seam head. What can I tell you?
Wanted the weather.
You know, gentlemen, we're going to be talking mortgages and real estate. Of course, we brought in Nicole Moscow. And the birthday girl, nonetheless, they're Mrs. Real Estate Agent from Remax Classic. Hey, Nicole.
Hey, how are you?
Great.
It's Ms. Real Estate Agent, bro. Where are you?
Politically not correct.
Exactly.
You're never
Polly Madison.
248-539-9797. We're going to take all your calls about mortgages and real estate. Of course, we'll be talking about making that offer, getting your offer accepted, everything else, including, yes, I did tell you, Harry, that if Trump was president, that his wife would be the prettiest first lady ever in office.
You said hottest.
Yeah, you cleaned up a little. You didn't say prettiest.
Don't lie.
I didn't?
No.
Hottest? Oh, maybe.
You said the hottest.
Well, I heard from another source that the next hottest president's wife,
this is
first
so
lady,
unbelievable,
was James Madison. I don't know if anyone cares about this.
So Harvey walks in my office yesterday and says, hey, man, guess what? Yeah, we all know about Trump's wife, but Dolly Madison was really hot.
She supposedly was, and it didn't work out that way after we Googled it.
I'm a history guy.
There was nobody hot in 18.
Hey, I'm a history guy. I love history and everything like that, Harvey. You ready? No, she wasn't.
You win on that one.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
248-539-9797. We're going to be talking about mortgages and real estate. It's always fun to have you join the show, and we take all your calls live. If you're on the Shire side and you want to call Capital Mortgage and get that approval letter, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. We deal with consumers direct. That way you don't get misled and bad information to you. Boy, our show's got a lot of energy today. I don't want to spoil it for you, so I won't say anything to get us started, that's for sure. And again, like I mentioned, although this year, we don't think home buying season ever stopped. It sort of segued from the end of September, October, and moved right through winter. And I don't even know where the last 4 months went.
Well, again, I like to remind people that starting in January 2012, the market went on the upswing. And the last 4 years have been phenomenal. This will be the fifth year of that cycle. And you're right, Harvey, and Nicole can verify this. It hasn't stopped. Nothing has stopped. Okay, it might have taken a break a little bit between Christmas and New Year's and then a little bit in January, but, that's natural, and especially in our neck of the woods where the weather's like it is outside right now. But, Nicole, it really hasn't stopped, and why don't you share with everybody what we talked about the sellers that you have? I asked you, I said, plain and simple, like I always do, how's the action out there? And you told me what?
I told you that the sellers are really starting to come out now. They're ready. They're all in the process of, getting their home ready to start selling. And as soon as, the weather's starting to get nice, hopefully get nicer, and people are really wanting to get their houses on the market now. I had 6 listing calls last week,
good.
Which is, that's pretty good. And then...
That's early. That's great.
According to the Detroit Free Press, the home sales are actually up 17% in Oakland County right now.
Well, what are the values up or down?
5% for Oakland County. Macomb...
Yeah.
Yep. Macomb's up 6.5%. Sorry. Macomb's up 6.5%. I said I wouldn't cut you off, but I didn't.
We argue too much.
Really quick in the show,
I can do 5% a year. I'm fine with that. Perfect. I don't want to see the spikes of 15 and 20%. Just give me 5% every year.
Well, Wayne's up 13%.
What's up?
Yeah. Wayne County is up 13% on their prices and 4%.
Listen, our whole area is going gangbusters. Millennials are coming to the market, first-time home buyers, and what you have out there is you have a lot of different programs, and Alex is the expert on this. There's so many. Alex is more likely to say, listen, if you can't get approved for a mortgage now, you shouldn't be buying a house.
I agree.
And the reason why we say that is because there's so much variety in mortgage banking programs out there for people that qualify. So whoever says it's tougher to qualify, it's tougher this, it's not tougher.
There's more paperwork. There's a huge difference. It's not tougher. There's just more documentation required.
And don't let anybody kid you. It takes more to do a loan from our standpoint, from a lender's standpoint. There's more regulations. SHRID came into effect. It takes, where it used to take 1 or 1.5 people to do a loan, it takes 4 or 5 people to do a loan right now.
And also,
Every
the
single-
borrower is involved here. Great point. Borrower's involved with the transaction a little bit more. There's a lot more disclosure, and that's really what the government want to do. They wanted to educate the buyers and disclose to borrowers information as you move through the transaction. Usually we start off the morning really getting into the rates and what's going on with that. This is a little different because home buying season is so great. We've recognized that you can actually get your own mortgage counselor by calling Capital Mortgage Funding. How important can this be to you? Have your own mortgage banker being able there to give you information about mortgages and how it intertwines with your purchase. I mean, this is some serious stuff. Get your knowledge together. Call Capital Mortgage and find out what it takes to buy a house. Have a real mortgage banker. It's all about the knowledge. You know, the rules have changed. So it's very important that you understand everything involved. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac actually did a recent survey where they said that families that have gone through home counseling or had one-on-one mortgage bankers involved in their transaction had way less delinquencies. And it's a fact, folks. The more educated you are, the more knowledge you have, the more confidence you're going to have. And if you're buying a house, that's what it's all about. That way, when you make that offer, you truly know what you're getting into.
Well, it's important we put in the proper program for success right up front. Okay, right now, there's no question about it. If you're going to be in the house for a while, you should take a fixed rate. The average person should take a fixed rate. The average person should not go into an ARM and say they're going to pay extra principal because the average person never pays extra principal.
No.
Absolutely.
So don't use the excuse, well, I want the lowest rate and then I'm going to pay off principal and this, that. You never do it. Please stop. You never do it. So what you should do is go the safe route. Right now, rates are very, very low. They're extremely low. And you should be getting a fixed rate. So anybody trying to talk to you, the average person, and tell you to get an ARM, an adjustable rate mortgage, don't do it, especially if you're going to be in the house for a very long time.
And where rates are, too, I mean, it's not like it was in 2001 where a 30-year fixed was at, 7 3/4, and you can take an ARM at 5 1/4. With rates as low as they are right now, what are you going to do? You're going to get high 3s, low 4s on a 30-year, and you're going to get what? High 2s, low 3s on a 5-year ARM and roll the dice on a 30-year mortgage? It just makes zero sense.
Right, and now there are exceptions to every rule, as you know, and it depends on what people's, how people are shaped financially. But we're just talking about your average person right now. And that's why the majority of loans right now are fixed rate mortgages.
Yeah, the rules have definitely changed. And, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they're the rules maker. They advocate. They're big advocates on really educating yourself. It's not about speed anymore. It's about learning the process, getting your ducks in a row, and making sure you're a successful homeowner. Easy for me to say.
Hey, where's that guy? Where's that guy right now that wants to take a test that my voice sounds bad?
Yeah, he sounds great,
I can't
actually.
help it.
Harry.
It's good,
Yeah.
man. I
I think
appreciate
you
that.
sound
Yeah,
great.
where is that?
He's got a sore throat today.
Where's that
Harry. He
guy?
can't call.
Where's that? Where's that guy?
You probably had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
There you go. Sorry
Get
about
warmed
that.
up, man.
Yeah, I had to point that out.
Home ownership, actually, a lot of interesting stuff has been coming out recently. Home ownership's a big deal to Freddie Mac. They actually did a recent survey, and they found that families and young people that are not homeowners, actually, their debts are higher, and they have more monthly debt. Of course, a homeowner has that responsibility, has that education, seems to budget themselves a little bit better. Again, buying a house, big responsibility. I mean, yeah, it is a big responsibility. But again, it has to do with budgeting yourself and doing the right thing for your family. Again, one day the goal is, as Alex always says, pay off the house, have a home that's free and clear. That way you're only responsible for the upkeep, the taxes, the insurance on it, and really set yourself up for retirement. Hey, we want to hear from you. 248-539-9797. Of course, we always talk purchases with Nicole. And Nicole, I always say it's fun and exciting still to buy a house. I mean, it's stressful, yeah, but it still should be a fun and exciting adventure, especially when you're out there and you're going to put a gorgeous roof over your family's head. I mean, it is fun, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, I try to personally make it as less stressful as possible, make it really enjoyable for the clients and myself. So
We've had some great, actually, this past summer was really exciting. And there are still some opportunities out there. I mean, the prices, as Alex mentioned, 5%, or as you guys mentioned, 5% increase in Oakland County, said 13% up in Wayne. I didn't get the numbers on Macomb, but we know that they were, I think, somewhere between
they're
there.
in 6.
They're about 6%.
Yep,
Great. And again,
absolutely.
we're seeing more and more new construction out there. If you are looking at purchasing a house, new construction, most of those builders are doing just end loans. So that's really good news for you. You don't have to engage yourself in a long-term new construction loan, Alex.
To break that down, I'm going to cut you off, man.
No,
Just
go for it.
To break that down, a lot of people think when you buy a house in a sub, whether no matter who the builder is, it's a new construction mortgage, and it's really not. You're doing what's called an end loan, where you're putting down X with the builder up front, and then at the closing table, we pay the builder off. You don't need a new construction loan. So buying a house that's just new construction. I'm doing air quotes like a goofball, but it's not. You don't need a loan to buy the lot, to hire the architect, to hire a general contractor. All we're doing is paying the builder off at the end.
Right. Typically, those loans, again, a lot of the builders will take 5, 10, 15, 20,000, somewhere in that ballpark, maybe an increment, a couple of those payments
Well, it's
along the
graduated.
way.
And what happens is when you sign up, you give a deposit. Then at the first stage, when they dig the basement, you give another amount of money then. And then when they do the rough and they do the finish, and then, it just depends on the builder on how much they're going to ask for. But incrementally along the way, you're going to pay the builder some money, unless they just say, hey, give me a lump sum, and then we'll see at the end.
We handle all these types of mortgages. Be sure to call Capital Mortgage Funding. Guys, speak to a real mortgage banker. That's one thing we're stressing this year. We've always stressed it, is to get your ducks in a row. But not only that, really get your knowledge base. Get the knowledge behind you so you understand when you make an offer, what can transpire in a transaction. What happens with an appraisal? What happens when an appraisal comes in a little bit light? What are your options? And how can you move forward with the transaction? And I can promise you, Nicole, as you know, you and I have a great relationship. The answer is not when the appraisal comes in low or whatever it might be. The answer isn't go get a new lender. What are you going to do?
No,
the lenders don't even have anything to do with the appraisal.
Are we going to get into that now?
Well, we
the
can wait till
answer
next
is
break.
Okay. I like that. No, I just know what I'm saying is.
Go ahead.
Is that's it. We hear that a lot. Every week we come on and we preach property value, property value, property value. Just because somebody buys a house for $325,000. $325,000 doesn't mean it's going to appraise for $325,000.
We got tons to share with you. We're up against our first break. When we come back, all of your calls, 248-539-9797.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, and they're not going down to zero. So what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. If you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
At Davenport University, our online programs are a great way to learn.
We conduct student satisfaction surveys for both online and in-seat, and the results are the same. For any student who's never taken an online class before, they can jump right in and be successful.
Our technology is far above most other colleges.
The courses are done in a way that creates a community.
Our online degrees are in high demand, and they often lead to high starting salaries.
They are full programs, not just individual courses.
We have a long track record of good graduates getting great careers after finishing programs online. We've been doing it since 1999.
At Davenport, we teach you the skills that you will need to be successful in a career.
For online degrees in business, technology, and health, get to Davenport and get where the world is going.
Degrees from our online global campus will help you launch or advance your career. Call 800-686-1600. Classes begin March 7th.
Mike Lenny here with Tony Ortiz. Tone, you've lost over 50 pounds with Custom Health Center, correct?
That's correct, Mike. I lost 30 pounds in just the first 40 days on the Nutrimos program. 20 pounds since then, with no hunger, no craving, and no exercise. Can't believe how simple it was.
Well, simple's key for you. I've seen you get confused trying to make a pot of coffee.
You're right. I do get confused by a lot of things, but you know what? This is so simple. Here's how it works. You get a quick full-body consultation. It measures your metabolism, your hormones, all that stuff. Then you get a personalized Custom Health Center health plan that's completely laid out, and you know what? It's easy to follow.
And what's in that plan? Kibble like my dog?
No kibble. You know how I love to eat. Custom Health program has all my favorite foods. There's no hunger, no nighttime cravings, no problems. What I didn't expect was all this energy I have now. It's unbelievable.
I know you won't shut up. Listen, if you want results like Tony, give Custom Health Center a call, 1-800-IDEAL-U. Schedule your full-body consultation and get started losing weight today. 1-800-IDEAL-U. Lose 20 to 45 pounds in 40 days with Custom Health Center. Guys, it's simple.
Mike, I lost 30 pounds in just 40 days, and you can too. Call 1-800-IDEAL-U right now.
This isn't a commercial. It's a gift to anyone who's sick and tired of dealing with their hearing loss. Because we'll give everyone who calls a free trial of a life-changing hearing breakthrough called Listen Clear. Not only that, we'll also give you free shipping and free batteries for life. But you must call now. 1-800-661-9554. Listen Clear is precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit your ear almost invisibly. And you can adjust Listen Clear to find the perfect way to hear everything, wherever you are and whatever you're doing. Listen Clear is so invisible, people may not even know you're wearing it. And it's so lightweight, you may even forget you're wearing it too. So if you're sick of dealing with your hearing loss, let us give you a 100% free home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now. 1-800-661-9554. That's 1-800-661-9554. 1-800-661-9554.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware. My new house is between two lawns that should be on the cover of Lawns Illustrated. I need my lawn to fit in.
I told Sam that during Scott's Days at Ace, he can get the products he needs for a great lawn, like grass seed, fertilizer, and weed killer.
Ace is the place that gives you a magazine cover-worthy lawn. Although Lawns Illustrated is completely made up.
It's Scott's Days at Ace. Stock up and get up to $130 in instant savings on Scott's Miracle-Gro brands, including Ortho and Roundup. Ace Rewards members get savings instantly in store. Offered out March 2nd through 7th. Store stock only. See participating stores for details.
QL1, this is Control. Does Rocket Mortgage require me to come in and speak with someone?
Negative, Control. With Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans, you can go through the entire mortgage process on your own and completely online.
Copy that, QL1, but if I wanted to speak to someone, do you think they're out there?
They're out there all right. Their award-winning client service is beyond anything I've ever experienced.
3, 2, 1.
Rocket Mortgage at QuickenLoans.com. Push button, get mortgage.
Rocket.
Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS Consumer Access.org number 3030.
Don't have time to talk? Send us a text instead. The Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge Ticket Text, 97136. Don't overpay. Get into Galliana's Van Dyke Dodge today. The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip. It's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
No soft zones here. 97.1, The Ticket.
Alrighty, welcome back to the show, 917. You know, next weekend is going to be Spring Forward. So, yeah, spring is right around the corner. Of course, only 15 days away from today. And the weather today, not so great. A little slick roads out there, so be careful. If you're just tuning in, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Show brought to you by Capital Mortgage Funding. Hey, give us a call here live in the studio, 248-539-9797. We'll move off to some calls now. We've got Mark in Royal Oak. Hey, Mark, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for taking the call.
No worries. Good morning.
My wife and I are obviously here locally, but looking for property in Nashville, or the general Nashville area, and I've also been looking into jig-built manufactured homes where there seems to be some very, very interesting quality in our value and generally value for money. And I wondered about, in the context of your previous discussion around end loans, how would the lending process play out when, in this potential transaction, there would be land acquisition, there would be the manufactured home acquisition, there would be the general contracting, meaning the assembling of the home on site after the site were prepared and a pad were built and what have you. Do end loans apply as a kind of a singular transaction, or are there a whole series of construction loans?
You can probably
acquisition loans.
Mark, that's a great question. And just on a side note, I think Nashville's awesome. I mean, if Capital ever opened an office in Nashville, I'd be the first one to volunteer to go there. And that's such a great city. I mean, it's absolutely awesome.
Well, help me build office space for you, and I'll gladly rent that.
Perfect. Sounds like a plan. But Mark, to your question, you can probably, a lot of those companies, and just for our listeners, he's not talking about a trailer. He's talking about a house that's like a prefabbed in a factory, and they assemble it in 7 different pieces. It's not really like it's not a trailer park he's looking to finance. Mark, a lot of those companies, as a manufactured home or modular homes, they'll basically finance everything for you ahead of time. So you'll put down, if the whole thing's $200,000, you can put down $20,000 or $40,000, and we can do an end loan for you at the end.
Okay.
So you don't really need a true new construction loan.
All right.
Yeah.
And that,
go ahead.
That would include land and the preparation of land, as well as the actual structure?
Everything, all those guys are different. All those builders are different. A lot of them know that it's, especially with that type of property, that it's tough to get financing on that. So they try to make it as easy as possible for you. And, they would front it for you. Do you have a price range in mind you're looking to spend?
Probably between $250,000 and $300,000.
Yeah, I mean, something like that. I mean, if you're going to need 20% down regardless. So I would think if you gave them 60 grand.
Have you done the research? Have you done the research on those communities down there and the builders that are doing that type of, modular work down there?
No, we're just at the point of having looked at the general area. East Nashville is beautiful, very Royal Oak-like, and then outside of that, south and west of Franklin. Franklin's very, very expensive.
Franklin, Tennessee, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And then I was looking into and then having conversations with Jig Built Home and the comment earlier about, they are nothing like trailer houses. They're really, really well developed as a business.
Well, all they've done is they've just built it in, let's just say, a factory or a warehouse. It's stick built, the regular 2x4s. It's stick built. Then they take it and they move it and then they put it on the slab and they affix it to the slab and it's done. Mm-hmm. But they don't have basements. I mean, there's no basement there. They do it on these on slabs, but that's the way it's done. It's just built at a separate location rather than on location. That's the major difference.
Right. My theory in tracking them down was our value is much more assured. Tolerances and fit are much more assured. Thermal leakage around openings and walls are much more assured or much more predictable.
I'm with you, Mike. No, it's a great call, and I'll call you for the show and get you pre-approved, and we'll go from there.
All right,
awesome. Thanks, dude.
so much for taking
you got
the
it, man.
call.
Thank you, sir.
All right, good question. 248-539-9797. Lots of opportunities for building houses, and that's another alternative out there.
Yeah,
they do them here.
And we want him to do his homework, and we want him to go ahead and, take a look down there, do some investigation, make sure the people that he's dealing with have done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these type of stick-built homes in warehouses. That's what it is.
Alex, I think that falls under FHA financing, doesn't it? The manufactured side of things? Is that an FHA loan? It'd be a manufactured loan. And again, we do offer those types of loans. And a lot of times you'll see a family actually purchase the land ahead of time or even have a land contract on the land. And then at the end, we can get one loan to pay off everything for them. So you can always do an end loan on that and consolidate. 248-539-9797. We started the show always about purchases, but let's dive into refinances.
Let's get into the home value. I want to get into the home value.
So we were before we went to break. You were talking about when you're buying a house, then it appraises low.
Let's go for it.
You probably turn the microphone on.
Let's use a hypothetical situation.
Okay.
Let's say somebody wants to buy a house in a very hot area like Ferndale.
Okay.
And let's say they come into a situation where a house is on the market and the list price is, let's make up a list price, $325,000. And let's say they offer full price $325,000 and they put in an offer. And the offer is accepted, of course, because it's a full price offer.
Right.
Then procedurally, they apply for a mortgage within the time frame that says on the contract. They go ahead, they do everything. They call the lender. The lender sends out the appraiser, a licensed, certified, independent appraiser.
Following the Dodd-Frank,
following all mortgage banking
procedures.
All procedures. And then the guy or the woman, appraiser, goes out and appraises the house. Well, the appraiser pulls comps in the area, and let's say this house is just, let's make up a square footage, 1,600 square feet, right? And all the homes,
$200 a square foot.
And all the homes, right, in Ferndale, all the homes are selling. Let's say the highest sale in the area, the highest sale, and there's one.
Is the same price.
Is $325,000. There's only one issue. Let's just say the house that sold for $325,000, other than our subject house, is 300 or 400 square feet larger.
It's a larger home.
So let's say our house comes in at, I don't know, 300, 305 in that range, because there's adjustments for the lower square footage.
So what happens then?
So then what happens is the appraisal's brought in lower than the purchase price. So then it's our duty, and oh, by the way, number one, procedurally, the buyer gets a copy of the appraisal because they paid for it.
And they're entitled
and number two, we're notified, and it says 300 or 305. So we then call our borrower and say, hey, look it. The other comps aren't, they came in about 300, 305. Your house, legitimately, if this wasn't a hot area, is about 305, right? So we call the realtor up. or we call a client up, and then the realtors get involved. And then, Harvey, take it from there. What happens then?
Well, actually, Harry, I have called the realtor twice, but he hasn't returned any phone calls. But that's irrelevant. He was too busy trying to...
this is a real situation.
Yeah, this is actually sort of a real situation.
Oh.
But, without getting into things, like we've had many purchases that have come in over purchase price, and a lot of times they'll come in under, especially in a hot area. But when you sit back and look at the transaction, what can be done as a buyer out there? If this has happened to you, if you're out there and you're negotiating, you have choices. First of all, as a lender, we gladly will do a rebuttal to the appraisal.
So then procedurally what happens is the appraisal's brought into my office. I take a look at the appraisal, and we decide if we're going to go ahead and kind of, I'm going to say, we call rebut the value or argue the value. All right, and there's a procedure
you
that you have to do
You
that
have to have
with.
comparable sales. You can't just call the appraiser and start bitching and saying this is a bad appraisal.
Can't do that. So I looked at this appraisal, hypothetically. I looked at the appraisal, and I deemed the fact that there's no way to rebut it. There's no way, because there haven't been any sales on comparable properties at 325 or higher.
Well, the value is one thing, and I think what we were talking about over the break is the value is one thing. The value is the value. It is what it is. It's not what you think the house is worth. I mean, there's supply and demand. A house is, listen, if the supply is low and the demand's high, you can pay $400 for that house. But I can only get you a mortgage based on what I can prove the house is worth.
Well, so what happens is...
Give me 1 second. Let me go with this. And it's you have to look out. It's who's looking out for your best interest. So when the house does come in low, and the first thing out of the realtor's mouth is call a new lender. It's not. Hey, let's renegotiate and save you $25,000. That's call a new lender. Who's looking out for you?
Nobody. But don't you think that's almost like inexperience on the agent's part? Who would say that?
It should be call a new realtor because you're paying too much.
No,
it should be called new realtor because you're paying too much for the house.
No, it's not inexperience. It's greed. It's
it's absolutely ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous.
It's going to be heated here. We've got tons of information. If you're buying a house, you need to have this knowledge and this confidence behind it. We'll tell you how to move forward. 248-539-9797.
If you're looking for quality auto parts for your car or truck, look no further. You have 77 Detroit area O'Reilly Auto Parts stores to choose from. When you shop O'Reilly Auto Parts, you'll find thousands of name brand, high quality automotive parts and accessories. And at every one of our convenient locations, you'll also find a team of professional parts people ready to help you find the exact part you need to get back on the road fast. All with the O'Reilly Auto Parts guaranteed low price. Thousands of parts and accessories in stock, guaranteed low prices, and a team of highly trained professional parts people ready to help with any vehicle maintenance or repair project. Why shop anywhere else but one of the 77 Detroit area O'Reilly Auto Parts stores? O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Auto Parts. It's an outrage. Children being poisoned by the water in Flint because Governor Snyder wanted to cut costs. So many people turned a blind eye, but Hillary Clinton spoke out and stood with us.
What happened in Flint is immoral. The children of Flint are just as precious as the children of any other part of America.
And it's not just Flint. She's running for president to break down all the barriers that hold us back. She'll crack down on price gouging by drug companies, make corporations that ship jobs overseas pay a penalty, and use that money to create good jobs here at home.
Now let there be no doubt in any boardroom across this country, if you cheat your employees, exploit your customers, or rip off the taxpayers, we will hold you accountable.
On Tuesday, March 8th, vote for Hillary Clinton.
I'm Hillary Clinton, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Hillary for America.
These days, the word loyalty, when applied to a grocery store, brings to mind a keychain loaded with little plastic cards and robust data tracking. This is Dan Bain of Trader Joe's. We know that loyalty doesn't come from a special card or a so-called reward you receive when you spend your hard-earned dollars in a store. At Trader Joe's, we would never test your loyalty by printing out a 3-foot-long scroll of coupons for money off things the next time you shop in our stores. We reward your loyalty by pricing our products as low as they can go every single day. No coupons or club cards needed, ever. At Trader Joe's, we believe loyalty is something we have to earn every day with every customer. So we focus on offering the best values on terrific foods and beverages every day in every corner of every one of our stores. The reward? You spend less money on the things you need and want every day. For the location of your neighborhood Trader Joe's, check us out at TraderJoe's.com. And thanks for listening.
More boats, more brands, family fun. March 10th through 13th at Suburban Collection Showplace in Novi. Climb aboard and explore boats and accessories for every budget. Test your skills in the virtual boating trainer. Fun for all ages in the Pirate Village. March 10th through 13th at Suburban Collection Showplace in Novi. More details at springboatingexpo.com.
Life is better with a boat. Hi, my name is Bailey, and I'm a second-year law student at Western Michigan University Cooley Law School. I hope you're able to attend an open house this month at our beautiful and spacious Auburn Hills campus. You will get to speak with faculty, staff, students, and alumni about how you can achieve greatness with a degree from WMU Cooley Law School. So take the leap. Join us at our WMU Cooley Law School Auburn Hills campus open house Thursday, March 10 from 4 to 7 p.m. Register today at wmich.edu/law.
Skip the sports bar. The Toy Chest Bar is where the big boys play. We have 30 gorgeous players on our field every night. The Toy Chest Bar on Ford Road west of Southfield and Dearborn. Visit ToyChestBar.com. The Toy Chest Bar, Detroit's bachelor party headquarters.
The station where you call the shots. Most of the time.
Yes, they were in town last weekend here. You were there.
Yes, I was there. And by the way, The Who, phenomenal show, 2 hours, Daltrey and Townsend. And,
loved it, man.
And Zach Starkey. You know who that is?
No.
He's the drummer.
No. Oh, he's the new drummer. All right.
Yeah, Ringo Starr's son, by the way.
Gotcha.
It's phenomenal. And they were on Jimmy Fallon last night, too.
Oh,
awesome.
Cool.
They're The Who. It's
Good
they're
stuff.
The Who.
It's awesome to live in Detroit. You know, besides all the sports teams around here and the great universities, you know, all the venues are packed with shows every night. What a great place to live. You know, we are pro Southeast Michigan. Tons of golf courses, tons of Great Lakes. I don't know. To me, it's home. My daughter loves it here. You know, young kids, they go skiing. They're out there playing baseball, all the sports. This is a great place to live. Hopefully, if you're out there purchasing a house, you can get that approval letter from Capital Mortgage Funding. Give us a call, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. That's the key. Get the approval letter in hand and go out there and find yourself a top real estate agent to make those offers and go ahead and represent you. We've got tons to share with you. Let's go to our caller and we'll get back to our appraisal conversation. Hey, John out there in Clinton Township. Good morning. Go ahead.
Hey, John.
John, what's up, man?
Good. Just got a quick question. I have a foreclosure back in 2011. I currently own a resident home here in the Clinton Township area. I have no mortgage. I paid cash for it shortly after the foreclosure. It's been almost 6 years. I'm looking to purchase some property up north, possibly a house. And I'm reading some Google sites that say FHA only goes back 3 years. I'm hoping come spring or early summer, I'm able to get approved for a mortgage. My credit score is about a 700 right now.
Right, but FHA is only for a primary residence. You going to move up north?
No, it wouldn't be.
So you're not buying a vacation home?
FHA.
Well, you can pay cash for it.
Right.
But I mean, you're not going to qualify for a conventional mortgage.
Okay.
So it's 7 years from the 7 years from the date of your foreclosure to get a conventional mortgage.
7 years.
Correct, sir.
Okay.
And you didn't have a bankruptcy, did you? It was a straight foreclosure?
Just straight foreclosure.
Okay, yeah, it's 7 years wait to get that new conventional mortgage. And as Alex said, you can go FHA. What you're reading is 100% correct. And any of the listeners out there, yeah, if you had a foreclosure, if you've cleaned up your act, you can go FHA. And again, you got to be careful you didn't have an FHA loan that you foreclosed on because you might be on their cavers list, which means you're not able to get a new mortgage quite yet. But in most cases, yes, families are able to get back into the game. And again, so many families across Southeast Michigan and job loss. We ran across some tough times here in 2006, 7, and 8. So it's nice to get you back in the game, John. Would like to get you that approval letter. You can, again, if you get work up there, it could be your primary residence, but maybe just a year away, not too far away from getting a conventional loan.
Correct. Okay,
John, how did you have a foreclosure and then pay cash for a house?
Well, the year I stayed at the house, I just saved the money up.
So how much was the house payment?
At the house I foreclosed on?
Correct.
The payment was like $1,000 a month.
So you bought a house for $12,000?
Oh no, I'm sorry. I purchased the house for $50,000.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Just wondering. Cool. Thanks for calling, John.
John, it's a good call. Thank you. Hey, John, if you got equity in that house, you actually could get an FHA loan and do a cash out refinance and then maybe use that money to purchase the house up north, your second home for cash. So there is something he can do there. Again, he could get an FHA mortgage now in his primary residence and pull out the equity and use that potentially to buy a place up north. 248-539-9797. We always like to hear from you. Guys, we are totally in knees deep on this buying a house. What happens when the appraisal doesn't come in at the purchase price?
All right, good. We're going back to that. I like it.
Negotiate. Pay the difference.
Right.
You can get additional comps, Nicole.
Absolutely. You can do additional comps, but look at the one you sent me this week. There are no additional comps. Sometimes it is what it is. That's where your agent comes in and protects your best interest and comes up with a solution. But telling someone to find another loan officer makes absolutely no sense to me.
This is not Nicole doing this. I'm just doing this for the sake of this conversation because
it's not me.
So if Nicole's my agent and I'm buying a house for $330,000 and the house comes in at $300,000 and her first call again, so Nicole's my advisor. She's my she's my bodyguard for this transaction.
Mm-hmm.
So her first call to me, taking care, looking for my best interest, is not, Alex, I have great news. You bought the house for $330,000, it appraised $300,000. We're going to renegotiate. I just saved you $30,000. Her first call is find a new lender.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a realtor that tells you that, you should fire them immediately right now. Tell them to go back to Glamour Shots with a high school photo on their business card and get out of the car.
In my defense, my picture is not from Glamour Shots or from high school.
Is it from high school?
No, it's 2 years ago.
Oh.
2 years ago, so that's not bad yet. Wait until I'm 50.
Well, update it.
You ever said handyman's dream?
Nice.
Yes. You mean on a listing?
Yeah.
No.
Hey, Nicole, a lot of the buyers out there, and again, we had a gentleman who called last week.
Where did your head go?
I don't know.
Hey, Nicole, any distressed sales out there? A gentleman called last week. I got in touch with them. They were out there looking at these homes that were on Zillow and that said, foreclosed and distressed. And he called me and I said, hey, how's that working out for you? And he said, yeah, those homes are gone. They're off the market. But there are some homes out there that really are in poor shape. And we know we can do an FHA 203K loan for them.
Right.
But are you still seeing a lot of those homes out there? Have they all been taken up by the investors? And
I mean, there are a lot of those homes out there, but they're not priced any differently than the move-in ready homes. So those homes really aren't selling. I mean, they're kind of just sitting stagnant on the market.
Again, if you learn if you're a handyman, and you got a lot of money to work with, that the house just has cosmetic repairs to it, if it's something that would really work for you, that could be a home that would work for you because you can fix it up with your own money and go ahead that route. Or an FHA 203K loan is also a great way to purchase a house that has been really neglected over the years. And again, it's a great loan. Find out how you can purchase a house that maybe, again, if you keep getting outbid on a lot of homes and you're going after all the same houses, you can really fix up a house and make it your home. So many of us sit around and watch these HD TV shows where the flip and the flops. And it's really amazing when you get some professional builders in there and professionals that say, look, if you knock down a wall, you can open this up, put some hardwood floors in. You can make a real home for your family.
Absolutely.
Just got to know what you're doing. 248-539-9797. You guys off that already? Are we already done with the appraisal stuff?
Well, I'm always on property values. I'm always on property values. I think property values is the single most important part of the transaction after the borrower qualification. That is the collateral. That is what we're lending money on. So therefore, as a lender, I am extremely concerned about property values. It's only natural. And the reaction shouldn't be, well, hey, go find a lender that's going to jack up the price so you can get your loan. If I'm a consumer, that's the last thing I want to do. I want to be protected.
Right.
And in the transaction, truthfully, Nicole, verify this for me, unless you sign a buyer's agency document, both realtors in the transaction have a fiduciary responsibility to protect the seller of the house. So there's really only one person in the entire transaction, other than an attorney that somebody hires to represent them, that's working for the buyer. And that is the lender.
Well, it goes back to really hiring people. They're going to take care of you and have your best interest at heart. And here, another thing besides the find a new lender thing is the title insurance. You can shop for title insurance like you shop for a mortgage. And
absolutely,
you as a consumer, you can call 5 title companies, get 5 quotes, and a closing fee can range from $250 to $550.
Right.
You can shop that. You don't have to use the agency.
Who the agent says or
your
the
realtor says
mortgage,
you have
right.
to use. You can
Right,
shop
absolutely.
for that. I mean,
I agree with that.
You guys will shop Harvey for $200 and or an eighth of a point, but you'll pay the $295 data retention fee to whomever your real estate company is, and not balk at that.
That's right.
Or pay $650 for a closing fee.
I beg to differ. Most people do balk at that compliance fee.
You can cross it off.
Yep.
Every single house I bought, I've crossed it off. I'm not paying that. You just made 6%.
He's that guy.
Some are, you know what? Some are reasonable. Some are reasonable. $195,
Right.
$295. Okay,
Right.
I can live with that at the end of the day for whatever the reasons those are on there. But I've seen them at $695 and $895.
Yeah, I've never. Yeah.
Look at that.
I mean, I typically will help people out and waive it if need be.
Yeah, but that's not even the biggest part of the transaction. Okay,
Right.
that's the nickels and dimes, and people are so nickel and dime foolish, I'm sorry, nickel wise and dollar foolish. It's so stupid. I mean,
Penny wise, pound foolish.
but the problem is people are driving around. I mean, they're driving around all day long. They're driving around all day long. Hello, who's calling me?
Hi.
They're driving around all day long to save $15 and $20 on a washing machine. But when it comes to their mortgage, they're letting somebody tell them that, hey, $325,000 is the price of the house when they should be paying $300,000.
Funny, just got a text from a real estate agent we've had on here, Chris State, and it does a really nice job and stuff. And he said, hey, Harvey, we've actually sent clients to you when it didn't work out. And again, there are times when the appraisal is wrong. It just because the right comps were not used for that. Maybe for whatever. There's for sale by owners. They didn't gather the right information. There is, and look, there's been a lot of clients that have come to us from other lenders. Now, hopefully, not told to come to us. They did it out of their own. They said, hey, look, I'm going to deal with the local lender. Maybe I was dealing with an out-of-state lender. And, we gave them some information. We were able to pull comparable sales and say, hey, here's what it looks like. Let's give it a try. That's different than being steered to a mortgage company just because the appraiser didn't come. It's completely different.
Bad word, baby.
Not
Steered
good.
is not good.
All right, 9:41. If you're just joining us, it's the Hardcore Mortgage Show. When we come back, all your calls, 248-539-9797.
The attachment forgetter.
Oh, not again.
The online shopaholic.
Oh, I definitely need that.
The gaming guru. Game over! And the family that does all of this, all from different devices, all at once. At WOW, we know that everyone uses the internet for different things. That's why we help you find the speed that's right for you. With speeds up to 300 megs. WOW, it's that kind of experience. Speeds may not be available in all areas. Service is subject to change. Visit Huawei.com for complete service descriptions, terms, and conditions.
Michigan Lottery Daily 4 players, Straight Back Bonus is back.
Oh, yes, it's back. Hey, it's back. Oh, yes, it's back. It's really back. So take a crack to win some dough from front to back.
Or back to front. Whoa, wait a minute. What's the Straight Back Bonus?
Just match your straight bet in reverse, you win $1,000.
Whoa.
And you can still win $5,000 if your numbers match an exact order.
Now you're singing my song.
Oh, yes, it's back.
Oh, yes, it's back.
It's really back.
It's really back.
Double your chance to win all this month with the Daily 4 Straight Back Bonus from the Michigan Lottery.
Oh, yes, it's back.
I'm standing on the surface of the sun to prove a point. The sun's the only thing hotter than the 4 new hot theme instant games from the Michigan Lottery. Could somebody put out my pants? Thank you. See, from $1 hot cash to $10 hot riches, over $150 million in total prizes. You can win up to $1 million instantly. But here's the difference. The sun is 92 million miles from the Earth. But these hot theme tickets are as close as your nearest lottery retailer. So try them and put some red hot play in your day. Anybody bring sunblock?
Former Wings star Darren McCarty will be at the Total Hockey Store in Novi Town Center this Saturday, March 5th, and you're invited.
Hey guys, it's D-Mac. I'll be at the Total Hockey Store at Novi Town Center on Saturday, March 5th from 11 a.m. to 12:30. Come meet me, get an autograph, even take a photo. Hope to see all you crazy Detroit hockey fans there. Go Wings.
Come and meet D-Mac, get his autograph, take a photo at his free appearance this Saturday at Total Hockey in Novi Town Center from 11 a.m. till 12:30.
Welcome to Golfers Anonymous. My name is Larry, and I am a golfer.
Hi, Larry.
Hi. Now, before we start our meeting, let's meet our new member.
Hi. My name is Bob, and I'm a golfer.
Hi, Bob. It's all right, Bob. Tell us why you're here.
Well, I'm feeling a little shaky, Larry. They're having demo days at Carl's Golfland every Saturday through March.
Whoa. Did you say demo days?
Yes.
With reps from big name manufacturers?
Yeah.
And you can try out the newest clubs on their driving range?
With heated tees.
Heated tees?
People, I can't. Wait a minute.
You mean we're here when we could be at Carl's?
People, I say we go right over as a test of our resolve.
Oh, yeah, results
All
right.
in favor?
Meeting adjourned.
Wait a minute. Friends, we've come so far. What do you have to say for yourselves?
Bye, Larry.
Saturday, try out the newest products from golf's top manufacturers during demo days at both Carl's Golfland locations, Bluefield Hills and Plymouth at St. John's.
This season, the Detroit Tigers have one exciting lineup.
There's a different hero every single game here at Comerica Park.
With 9 All-Stars.
Justin Verlander delivers a shutout.
4 Silver Sluggers.
Grand slam home run for Cabrera.
And 2 MVPs, all putting their experience to the test. And now you can experience it all for yourself. Your road starts here. Individual game tickets are on sale Saturday at 10 a.m. Call 866-66-TIGER or go to tigers.com to get yours today.
Can you feel it? Baseball's almost here. Individual tickets for all Tigers home games go on sale today at 10 a.m. And to celebrate, Pat Caputo's broadcasting from the D-Shop starting at 10. The street team will be there too. So come on out and get your tickets. Buy early and save. Tickets can be purchased at the Comerica Park box office by calling 866-66-TIGER or at tigers.com.
You can now watch Valenti and Foster live streaming video afternoons 2 to 6 at 971theticket.com.
Welcome back to the show, 9:45. It is the Hardcore Mortgage Real Estate Business Show in our 16th year here on 97.1 The Ticket. If you're just joining us, 248-539-9797. If you're buying a house, be sure to call Capital Mortgage, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. We have a whole staff all afternoon, all morning long. Get that approval letter. Sit down and talk to real mortgage professionals. We have your best interest in mind. I promise you that. Hey, let's move off to some calls now. We've got Pat out there. Pat out there. Hey, Pat, how's it going out in Brighton?
Good morning.
Good morning.
A little bit cool and snowy.
Beautiful. Mount Brighton, baby. You go skiing out there?
No doubt. My sister inherited a house. She owns a house in Sarasota, Florida. She inherited a house from a woman she took care of, rented it out for a year. Now she sold it just this week. I'm curious if there's any tax implications involved with that.
I am not a CPA. But from my experience, the answer is yes. She's going to have capital gains on that.
There'll be capital gains?
Yes. You got, like, again, Pat, I'm not a CPA. I'm just going off experience, so I'm probably going to take hate mail because people are going to say I don't know what I'm talking about. But, I mean, I think there's going to be capital gains on that, yes.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Well, get in touch with the CPA. She might have done a lot of upgrades to the home. There might be a lot of cost involved, the commission, the upgrades, the cost to keep it up, the taxes, the insurance, why it was maybe not even being rented out or sold at the time. So a good CPA might be able to keep her tax costs on the lower side. But typically there would be some form of a capital gains. Again, contact a CPA and good luck to you. Anything else for you, Patrick?
No, that's great. I appreciate it. I listen to you guys all the time. I'm all set. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for calling in, Pat. 248-539-9797. Let's keep the calls rolling here. We'll go out to Kurt in Ferndale. Hey, Kurt, what's going on in Ferndale?
It's snowing.
Hey, my man.
Not a lot.
Values are going up, I'll tell you that. Values have definitely gone up in that city. Hey, Pat, you live there? You got a house, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, Kurt. So what do you, just curious.
Okay, this may not be up your alley, but I thought I'd call in and see maybe somebody else is in the same boat. My wife and I went bankrupt personally in 2010. We wanted to reaffirm a second and a first mortgage on the house because the house, we only owe about $50,000 on it at this point. For some strange reason, the bankruptcy court did not get all the paperwork, and they discharged that part of the bankruptcy. The other items were reaffirmed. So the first mortgage was discharged under Chapter 7. In the year 2013, we went back to the mortgage company, and they modified the loan, and we now have a modification loan on the house, extended period, a little bit less payments. But my major problem is that we are not getting any credit reporting on either on the modified loan.
You're not going to.
The credit bureaus.
Yeah, you're not going to because it was in the bankruptcy. So if you want to reaffirm that, we have to do what's called a verification of mortgage. We'll have to contact your lender and verify that you're paying on time. And that's only for the first mortgage. The second mortgage should be gone. The second mortgage in a bankruptcy, it's like a credit card. It should be discharged. You should owe nothing.
Well, we are getting reports on that credit one, but we're not getting any reporting from the mortgage company because of the Chapter 7. But yet the mortgage company went ahead and modified the loan 3 years later.
Are you making the payments on everything?
Yes, we have not missed a payment since.
Okay,
I mean,
so
Kurt, you can refinance the loan. I mean, here, let's talk about it. You can refinance that and keep moving forward with your life. There's
Right.
the deed's still in your name, so you definitely can move forward with that and do a refinance on that transaction. So, what do you owe with the two loans together? What do you owe?
About 90,
Oh, great. And what's the house worth?
about 113.
And I'm just curious, how many square feet do you have in Ferndale for 113?
I think it's about 1,300.
Unbelievable. All right, that was for my own good. But Kurt, you definitely can do something and put the two loans together and get those. The modification's not going to work for you. Like you said, they probably stretched it out over 40 years. Today's interest rates are so low that I think it sounds like you're back on your feet. We'll add the two loans together and get you where you need to be. Although, as Alex said, that second mortgage might just be gone.
And that should be gone.
Right.
It might be
Kurt, how
gone.
long do you plan on staying in the existing house? You're not moving anytime
we're
soon,
retired
right?
and collecting our Social Security, so
Okay.
I don't think we're going anywhere right away.
I agree with you. So we got to take a look at that. There's something financially that can be done.
Yeah, that's a good call, Kurt. Thank you very
Good luck with
much.
the show, Kurt. Thanks, man.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Good call again. There's someone who's going to save some money. It's as simple as that. Call the Hardcore Mortgage Show. We'll show you what to do. 248-539-9797. Let's move off to Joe on a cell phone. Hey, Joe, what's going on?
Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Good. Good morning.
I got a question. I refinanced. I did a cash out refinance with you guys in 2011, and at that time, there was something about a flood zone insurance waiver, and I'm attempting to sell the house now, and I was told that I needed $200 survey and a $600 filing fee with FEMA to show that my house is not in a flood zone. I'm just wondering, is that true or not?
I don't know what FEMA's filing fee is, but you can do a flood cert to verify it's not in a flood zone. And the reason why, Joe, is the floodplains change all the time. I know it seems cheesy, like, that it's going to change based on, year to year, but FEMA updates that stuff all the time. I personally think it's all just a big government scam, but, it's you can contact a survey company to do a
elevation certificate.
Thank you, Harvey.
I'm good for
Elevation
something.
certificate.
Yeah, we did the survey. It was $200, which I don't have a problem with, but there's some kind of filing fee to have it sent to FEMA so this does not come on the record again.
You contacted FEMA directly?
No, this was through the survey company.
Yeah, that sounds sketchy. Go to FEMA's website and look it up and see what you can do.
Hey, Joe, are you selling the house and the people buying it just did a flood cert and it said they are in the flood zone for the house or no?
I am not in the flood zone at this time, and that's what the survey was for. The survey proved that I was not, but there's a $600 filing fee. Supposedly this fee goes on the record of the house that it's not in a flood zone.
Right. We've done these in the past, and in the last couple of years, this has come up quite a bit because the flood maps were changed. And yes, it's not that much though. I think it's more like $350. But whatever the fee is, it's well worth it. They can make sure that house is registered, not being in the flood zone. Again, maybe a piece of the land is, but the house may not be in the flood zone at all. Or again, the elevation certificate proves that. It sounds like we'll follow up with you, and it's a good phone call out there. But again, I would hurry up and get the new flood cert and find out if it is falling in under one of the flood zone, if it's in that flood zone.
Sounds good. Thank you
Yeah,
very
thanks,
much.
Joe. What is it, 24? I think it's like $24 for a flood cert. It's not outrageous fee to get one of those ahead of time.
Hey, have the realtor chip in on the fee.
Don't start.
How am I doing for it?
Are we going to start
I'll
this?
pay for it.
How am I doing for it?
I'll pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Wes out there in Highland Park. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Go ahead, Wes.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
No worries. Good morning, sir.
All right. I don't know if this is exactly in you guys' wheelhouse, but you might be able to point me in the right direction. Last year in October, we purchased a home in West Bloomfield, and, we had the inspector come check out the home and everything. Well, to make a long story short, throughout the course of the winter, we ended up springing a leak in the crawl space, and we found out because the city informed us that our water bill was just skyrocketing. So the city sent an inspector out there, and he found the leak in the crawl space, but then he also noticed that the sump pump, the discharge from the sump pump was running into the city sanitation and not under the home like it should be. And I was wondering if there's any way that we can, hold the inspector accountable for that, because he did a thorough evaluation of the sump pump, but, he told us the sump pump was fine, but he didn't notice that the discharge was running into the city sanitation and not under the house.
Harvey's got this going on kind of right now.
No.
First of all, I mean, you can litigate anything. And if you feel that you want to go that route, you can certainly try and do that. We're not attorneys. We don't play attorneys on the radio. However, if you want to hold that inspector, remember, you hired that first inspector to do it. Now you want to hold him accountable for a job he did or didn't do. I would consult a real estate attorney on that and see what you can get out of it. But to me, you're going to take your chances on that.
But it doesn't sound like sub pumps the problem as much as the leakage of the wall, isn't that?
No, it sounds like it was directly into the city sewer as opposed to doing what it was supposed to do. And what he's saying is that the inspector did not note that at the time.
Well, again, there are a lot of inspectors out there, and we're getting away from actually referring people to inspectors because we want them to find their own for these reasons. Again,
Well, I'll call you for the show, man. We're out of time, buddy. But thank you for calling. I appreciate you listening, man.
Boy, we've got thank you for listening. All right, we've got so much more to cover. We're going to be back here, of course, next Saturday and all year long, talking about refinance transaction, cash out. Look, it's this time of year, folks. Get your financial house in
be
order.
Careful driving out there, Nick, Sid. Be careful driving out there. They're going out to New Jersey snowboarding.
Oh, okay. Have some fun out there. All right, we've got Pat Caputo coming up with sports. Keep it here. 248-539-9797. Call Capital Mortgage at 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. We'll see you next Saturday.
The preceding was a paid program. Views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of CBS Radio, its sponsors, or affiliates.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. Look, if you're looking to purchase a new home, refinance your existing home, and you want to save money, call 1-800-LOW-RATE and take advantage of these historic low rates. That's Capital Mortgage Funding, 1-800-LOW-RATE, the best mortgage banker. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
After a weekend golf lesson, Patrick Baker suddenly went blind in one eye. He was referred to Henry Ford Macomb Hospital, where ER doctors determined that Patrick was having a stroke. Because they know that every minute matters, the doctors administered IV-TPA, a medicine proven to help minimize stroke's crippling effects. Meanwhile, in Detroit, a team of neurologists and neurosurgeons at Henry Ford Hospital were able to view images of Patrick's brain in real time. After a helicopter airlifted him, the team at Henry Ford Hospital was able to surgically remove the clot with a minimally invasive procedure that allowed blood flow to return to his brain. During a stroke, minutes matter. Where you go for care matters too. Because Henry Ford teams work together and quickly, today, Patrick is back to his golf game. It's that kind of teamwork that's made Henry Ford Health System a leader in stroke care for over 25 years. To learn more, visit henryford.com/stroke.
The Belly Flattener Nubiotics is in an epic battle with the competition to be the best belly flattening product on the market. To prove they're the best, they're giving away free trials to everyone who calls in the next 10 minutes. 1-800-900-9211. Nubiotics has what it takes to win. It's scientifically formulated to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. Made with natural ingredients, it even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. But to win, Nubiotics can't just be the best. It's got to prove it's the best. That's why they're giving away free trials to anyone, male or female, who's looking for maximum belly flattening in minimum time. Again, Nubiotics is in an epic battle to be the best belly flattening product on the market. To win, they're giving away free trials.